started on Respect Respeto, a little bit of background. I'd like to talk about how all of this got started. Was Arpaio always like this? No. As a matter of fact, I remember a time when Hispanics loved Arpaio. We loved him, and I say we because I was there. I was there. And I'll tell you what I mean. A couple of years ago, there was a gentleman who had been let go from the service because of, I think there was some sort of mental instability, and his name was Patrick Hobb, okay? Patrick Hobb was on I-8 somewhere near Casa Grande, and he saw a van full of Hispanic folks, and he decided to take the law into his own hands and stop them, and he held them at gunpoint, and he called the authorities so that they can come and pick up what he perceives to be a van load of illegals, right? And so there was a lot of folks that were out there, yeah, what he did is great, that's patriotic. And then of course, what Arpaio did is say, you know what, we're gonna have to do something about Patrick Hobb because he can't just go out and take the law into his own hands. That is wrong, okay? And he did the right thing, man. And so when that happened, of course, we were saying, yes, this is a person who stands up for civil rights, right? Because how is this gentleman supposed to know what these people's status were in the van? By looking at them, right? So, I remember shortly after that, there was a meeting with the Mexican consulate. This was an event, and I was there. And we were giving Sheriff Joe a plaque. And everybody applauded him, and he sat there and he took the plaque and all, gracias, gracias, right? And we love this man because he stood up for civil rights. But then, what happened then is what turned Arpaio into what he is today, okay? He started receiving a flood of emails, a flood of phone calls. You are unpatriotic. You are anti-American. You are an open border advocate. And that pretty much goes to the devil. And so, Arpaio is a politician. And he has to get reelected. And if this was going to tarnish him, he had to change his ways. And so, that's the beginning of how Sheriff Joe started. Now, it was around that time also that Arpaio signed onto an agreement called the 287G. And, you know, a lot of us, we didn't really have it high on our radar. Activists and, you know, but one thing that he said, it kind of irked a lot of us. He said, I'm going to use this agreement with this federal government that's supposed to enforce immigration law, and I'm going to catch every single illegal. And I'm going to use the excuse, even if they spit on the sidewalk, that way I can ask them for their immigration status. Whoa, 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 that's not what it was intended to do. But that quote from him in the Arizona Republic really put us on alert. That's what put us on the alert. And so we started monitoring him. We said, well, this guy's going to get some trouble here. Then, of course, you know, with each and every time that he said something, he would start using the press. And every time that he held a press conference to say something ridiculous, more ridiculous than the time before, because he always looked for a way to outdo himself. More ridiculous than the time before. So he held another press conference, and then he'd say something like, I'm going to start a hotline. That way people can report, and their suspected neighbors, if they suspect that they're undocumented, employers, everybody. Oh my goodness. The last time people were reporting neighbors, wasn't that in the 40s? So this was on the radar. Then a group of us got together and said, oh, what can we do? What can we do? How can we stop this? I mean, the only way we can stop this is let's set up our own hotline. We're going to have to set up a hotline because there's going to be folks that are going to be too afraid to call the police because now the Hispanic community started having a fear. So, if you're to call the police, you're going to be victim to a crime, witnesses to crime, and boy, the calls came in from so many different areas. Okay? And then the one thing that they all had in common was this. The person who was assaulting them, whether it was domestic violence or whether it was an employer or somebody else, what are you going to do? Call the police? I'll make sure you get the folks. So, you know, with each and every call that came in, we were saving the information. What did we do with it? What could we possibly do with it? We did form coalitions, and we did form different groups of tiers of help, of how we can help. And let me tell you something. Respect Respeto runs really on a skeleton staff. However, Respect Respeto runs with the assistance of other organizations that have stepped up to the plate and say, how can I help? And I always thank organizations like the ACLU, organizations like attorneys, like the group of Hispanic, the Bar Association called Los Abogados, who have given hours and hours and tons of pro bono work. Organizations like the student organizations, social service organizations, religious leader, coalitions of religious leaders, because I'll tell you what, the raids started coming in. And as soon as the raids started coming in, whether they were at a neighborhood or at a work site, there were people that were going to be left behind saying, my loved one is detained. What can I do? I need help. And we provided that help. And that's what we did. We provided that help. And so let me explain to you some of the help, the way that this works. The help that we provide at Respect Respeto is, number one, first and foremost, are they okay? Are they in good health? Did they get beat up? Because let me tell you something, those deputies, when they arrest someone, they're not very gentle. They throw people against the wall. I've had to visit women in jail who had had their jaws broken. I've had to visit women in jail who had you know, another injury, broken, you know, bruised, you know, ribs and broken arms, and so they're very rough and aggressive. So we make sure that they get the help they need, and then we involve the Mexican consulate or the Guatemalan consulate or whatever consulate that they belong to.